Hi guys, welcome to your new hobby called making my own apple cider vinegar shots. Creating your own line of gourmet apple cider vinegar shots may be the most simple and rewarding kitchen activity we can engage in. You know, there's a whole line of commercial products coming out around this market. Gourmet apple cider vinegar shots, as we all clamor to get more apple cider vinegar in our lives and maybe get a little bit bored of just the regular old apple cider vinegar. There are so many flavors that you can infuse into your vinegar. It gets very exciting. You can mix and match flavors, trying new combinations in ways you've never even thought of before. It's a fairly inexpensive way to play around with flavors and to have a quick reward. There's no end to the flavors you can create and to the fun you can have. Here are a few rules that I live by as I make these myself. First of all flavor and flavor combinations are fair game. The key is, does it sound good to you? If it does, go for it. Fresh or dried herbs. You may get a little more flavor out of a crumbled dried herb than out of a fresh herb. This assumes, of course, that your dried herb is fairly fresh and hasn't been sitting in your cupboard for a decade. If it's been in there for a decade, you're not going to have a lot of flavor in it, whatever you do with it. And when you're using a dried herb, give it a little extra crushing before it goes into the apple cider vinegar, and that will help release some of the flavor a little bit more. If you're using fresh herbs, give the herbs a rough chop before you put them in the vinegar. In terms of spices, you're going to want to grind them. Fresh ground is always better than what's already ground in a jar for you. And so, for instance, something like cloves that a lot of times we buy whole, you could grind it and put it in. Boy, cloves, I haven't even tried cloves in a vinegar, perhaps I should. But the point is you would grind it up and put it in, ideally. Of course, if you just have the powder, just use the powder. Yeah, and if you're using that powder, just make sure it's not too old. Oh heck, try the old stuff too. It just won't have as much flavor, but maybe this is the best way to use it since it's old and you need to replace it. Fruit. Fruit that's perfectly ripened, of course, is perfect for this. But you know that fruit that's just a touch past ripe? And you know you're going to end up not eating it because it's too ripe? Put it in the vinegar. There you go. That's what you do with that fruit. Just pop it in the vinegar, mash it up a little bit. That is premium. And if you're using the fruit, keep in mind that after it does its soak in the apple cider vinegar, it's now pickled fruit. I wouldn't just discard it, I would put it in a salad. It's gonna be really good. And that applies to anything whole in there. You know, a lot of times I'll put onions in my apple cider vinegar, and I use those onions after. Those pickled onions are premium. Anything that ends up whole in that vinegar, whole garlic cloves, I would not discard those. I would use them after, and I would use the apple cider vinegar for your apple cider vinegar shots. Okay, so the only wrong flavors you might make from this are those that you don't like. So you're about to figure out what those are as you experiment. We have a lot of different combinations of apple cider vinegars on this website or coming down the pike to this website. So check out some of those if you want some inspiration. But really, mix and match until the cows come home. There is no wrong way to do this. And you are going to have a lot of fun using the stuff that's in season that you might not otherwise use, and you're going to just pop it in your apple cider vinegar, let it sit for a couple weeks, 2 weeks, a month, something like that, and then it's premium. So a month, you've got amazing gourmet vinegar. Get started, go for it, have fun, good luck to you.